Page 88, exercise 1, reading. This is an exercise which looks quite similar to the sort of thing that you might get in the GCSE French. Be aware that the exam boards were told that they must, in their exams, include some passages which are genuinely taken from French literature. And as this warning says here, there will be some verb forms in this text that you won't recognise, because many French literary texts use a tense which is called the simple past, or le passé simple. Don't panic, you do not need to understand this tense in order to answer the questions. So, I feel a bit sorry for you, really, because you're having this forced on you. We've learnt le passé composé to express the perfect tense, but there is this thing which is literary. But do follow this advice of trying not to panic. You'll look at it, you'll think, I've not seen it like that. Don't worry. Just realise that if you don't really understand it particularly, you haven't recognised it as something you know, it'll be the past tense. Okay? This particular exercise is taken from Le Petit Prince by Antoine de Saint-Exupéry, and I've done another little video just introducing that. Here it is, that's what it looks like. So Le Petit Prince, written in 1943 by someone who was a pilot and a writer, Antoine de Saint-Exupéry. It's the second most translated work in the world after the Bible. So it's likely that you may well get something out of this in the exam. So I'll leave you now to do these. You've got to say which 4 statements are true, and you're only expected really to scan through this. Please do not worry if you don't understand everything. And then when you're ready, resume to see the answers. Answers coming up now. Voila. And of course the important thing is to know why those things were either right or wrong. So when you've marked them, then I'm going to give you a quick, rapid translation of the text. Translation coming up now. Here we go. The 6th planet was a planet 10 times bigger. So the answer here is it's definitely not going to be very small. It was inhabited by an old man who wrote enormous books. "Hey, here's an explorer," he shouted out when he saw the little prince. The little prince sat at the table and breathed out a bit. So B, the old man thought that the little prince was an explorer, is correct. It is not that the prince thought that the old man was an explorer. So there it's understanding the word he, referring back to this old man. He cried when he saw the little prince. So he sat at the table and he breathed out a bit. Now here, this is this past historic tense. Le passé simple, simple past. S'assit, souffla. You've not come across those before. In the passé composé, it's s'est assis, S''est, and then ASSIS. And this would be a soufflé, a, and then SOUFFLE with an accent. I won't go over all of them again, but just know that these are the things which are called le passé simple, or the simple past, or the past historic. So he sat at the table and breathed out a bit. Il avait déjà tant voyagé. He had already travelled so much. So there, D is correct because it's the prince who has travelled a lot. It's referring to the prince. D'où viens-tu? Lui dit le vieux monsieur, which means, where do you come from? Said to him the old man. So the fact that it's the old man who's saying, where do you come from, then he is incorrect. The old man recognised the little prince. No, he wouldn't have asked that question. So in a way, knowing that that is wrong means that you have inferred from that statement, and that's what the French GCSE reading is about. It's not just knowing what things mean, it's being able to have inference. Quel est ce gros livre? Dit le petit prince. Que faites-vous ici? What is this big book? Said the little prince. What are you doing here? Je suis géographe, dit le vieux monsieur. I'm a geographer, said the old man. So F is correct. The old man was a geographer. Qu'est-ce qu'un géographe? What is a geographer? C'est un savant qui connaît où se trouvent les mers, les fleuves, les villes, les montagnes et les déserts. It's a scholar, so savoir is to know something, so someone who knows something is a scholar. Qui connaît, who knows where, literally find themselves, where are, it's another way of saying where are the seas, the rivers, the towns, the mountains, and the deserts. Do you remember that the word rivière also means river, but a fleuve is a big river which goes into the ocean. Ça c'est bien intéressant, dit le petit prince. That's really interesting. Oh, sorry. And G, the old man mentioned villages. No, he mentioned ville, town. So they're trying to catch you out. That really was just to see, do you know what the word means? Ça c'est bien intéressant, dit le petit prince. That's really interesting, said the little prince. Ça c'est enfin un véritable métier. That at last is a real job. Et il jeta un coup d'œil autour de lui sur la planète du géographe. And he glanced around him on the planet of the geographer. Il n'avait jamais vu encore une planète aussi majestueuse. Now this is testing. Do you know your negatives? He had never yet seen a planet as majestic. So H is correct, that he wasn't familiar with the planet because it was using the negatives there.